I think the first thing to really know about your skateboard is which is the front and which is the back. An easy way just from looking at it is the nose, which is the front of the board, is a bit wider than the tail, which is the back of the board. The cheat way to typically find this out is just by flipping it over if you're having a hard time, and you can look at the graphics. Okay, so another important thing to know about your trucks is that they can be adjusted on how tight or loose that they are. So mine are like relatively tight right now, just because I've been trying to learn some more street tricks instead of skating in bowls since all the skate parks are currently closed. This can be adjusted with a skate tool, which you put around this piece to tighten or loosen. So if you don't know how to even push on a skateboard, wear your helmet. I almost always wear my helmet. Right now, since I know how to push on my skateboard, during this video I'm not wearing it, but 99.9% of the time I wear this helmet. And as you can see, I have scratches all over it because I hit my head. Another thing to know, wear elbow pads. You'd be surprised how much you'll fall on your elbows and your knees. So wear elbow pads and knee pads, okay? Also, another thing, if you're just starting, I would wear wrist guards. Wear protective gear because the less it hurts when you fall, the more likely you're going to pick up your board and keep going. Also, aside from just pain of regular falling, it prevents not just bruises, but it could prevent a serious injury, which could hinder your ability to skate for a really long time. So if you're just learning, even if you're not just learning, just like wear protective gear, like for the sake of your body. Also, on the topic of safety, do not skateboard without knowing how to fall properly, okay? And that sounds kind of funny. There is a right way to fall and there's a wrong way to fall. The number one injury with skateboarding or other board sports like snowboarding is wrist injuries, because whenever you fall, you instinctually want to put your hand back like this. And if you put your hand back like this, you are going to break your wrists or sprain them. I have sprained my wrist doing this a lot of times. It does not feel good. If you straighten your legs or your arms when you fall, you're much more likely to injure yourself. I typically, if I'm falling forward, I fall on my knees if I have knee pads on, or sometimes go for like a belly slide. If I'm falling backwards, go straight for your bum. Do not brace yourself with your arms. I repeat, do not brace yourself with your arms or you will break your wrist or sprain it. Either way, it's not gonna be fun. So most people feel confident putting left foot forward when pushing. That's called regular stance. I put my right foot forward when I'm pushing. I recommend trying both ways, but be careful because one way will feel a lot more awkward than the other. When you push with your back foot. That's my left foot. For most people, it'll be their right foot. So I put my front foot right on the bolts of my skateboard. If you put your foot above, you are going to fall forward. I put like the ball of my foot when I'm pushing right on the bolts. So put your front foot on top of the bolts, and with your back foot, when you're just starting out to push, just do small pushes, get used to it, then put your back foot on the bolts. Just roll slowly. It doesn't have to be fast. And then I just walk off when I'm learning. Getting comfortable just placing your foot in the right position on your skateboard and pushing with this leg is basically the foundation of being confident on your skateboard. Notice when I'm pushing that my toes are pointing forward. Once I have gotten up to speed, I rotate. So, okay, I'll do this. I rotate so my toes are perpendicular to the front of the board. So that's gonna look like this. Okay, so in that little clip you should have noticed that my front foot is pointing forward when I'm pushing, and then once I'm at a comfortable speed for my ability, I put both of my toes perpendicular to the front of the board. So this to this. That's a really good thing to work on. And then the next thing to get comfortable with, starting to lean a certain direction. So whenever you are skateboarding and you're not trying to turn or anything, your body should be right over your board. Your weight should be centered. You should not be leaning on your back foot because that can make you slide backwards, and you shouldn't be really leaning super far forward on your right foot. So being stable and kind of keeping your weight center over your board, it'll help you have maximum balance. When we are trying to initiate just like gradual carving or turning, you want to kind of just lean either with your toes down on your board or put more weight, lift your toes up and put more weight on your heels. Also, I like to think about just like when riding a bike, you're gonna start turning wherever you look. So think about your toes or your heels and where you want to look to go. Okay, so you saw how I started initiating turns, either with my toes or my heels. Another way that you can turn quicker is something like a kick turn. This is a skill that a lot of people will use if they are in a bowl or skating a ramp and they need to turn around from going up to right back down. They do a kick turn. You can start learning this by doing something called tic-tacs. Basically, you do this. When you're learning, you can like hold on to something. So right now I'm next to my car. I'm gonna hold on to my car to show you how to get comfortable tic-tacking. So again, the front of your foot should be right under the bolts. That's a good starting point. The back of my foot, I'm gonna put it in this sweet spot right here. This allows me to pick up the front of my board easier. So if I put more weight on my back foot, I can lift up my truck easier. If I put it under the bolts here, I can't do that. So experiment with finding that sweet spot and then begin making little turns left and right. So like you saw in the video, you can practice tic-tacs either doing really teeny baby ones to get comfortable. You can go in quarters, or you can do halves, which is a little more challenging. I hope that this video was helpful for some of you guys to watch. I know that skateboarding can be really intimidating, especially if you don't know anyone that's like you that is involved in the sport. So I hope that some of my tips may have helped you. And if they have, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask them. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Again, just feel free to comment in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful at all, please like and share with your friends. Gonna have to work on the intro and conclusion of my videos because I feel